everyone, Kirby here, and today I want to talk to you about something that a lot of guitar players use, this little technique called the 12-bar blues. There's a gazillion songs you can play with this pattern. And what I want to show you in this lesson is how to play this pattern in different chords, because a lot of guys will get stuck playing this with just 3 chords. The A, D, and the E is typically where it's played, but you can play it in other chord structures. So I kind of want to cover that a little bit and maybe show you a slide pattern or two that you can use maybe to get out of it. Instead of just playing the last couple of bars, you can do a little bit of a slide pattern. But what I mean by 12 bars is, like, if I was to count like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that would be like 2 bars, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to change chord and then go to another chord. But we're going to do this all the way through till we get through 12 bars. So typically the way it works is you have your A chord here, and I'm going to be just hammering on this D string here. I'm going to be doing a slide back and forth on this 4th and 5th right here on the 4th and 5th fret on this D string while I'm on A. When I go down to D, I'm going to play instead of playing D this way and using my baby finger, I'm going to play the bottom 3 in the B and get a nice tighter grip up here with the palm of my hand on the fret on the back of the neck, and stretch this ring finger up on the G string right here in the 4th and 5th. And then when I get back to my E, I can just use the A string. Down to my D, I'm on the G string again, and then when I go back to my A, I'm on this D string. So for example, so that would be 12 bars. Now, when I'm on the end of this, instead of doing this and right here on the A and then back to my E7, I can do a bit of a slide. So I could do hit the A chord like a. So I'm on the G in the B string right here. G on the 6th, B on the 5th. And if I wanted to, I could add this D string right here as I go down to my A. So that's the 12-bar blues in A, D, and E is typically where it's played. Now if I wanted to change that and play it in C, what I would do is, you could do it a couple different ways. You could play. This is a bar chord formation that a lot of guys will use. This playing the C note and the G note underneath there, and just do a hammer on that way, and then up to the F, back to the C, and then up to the G. You can just hammer on back and forth on this A string. But if you want to play a chord and make it sound a little more fuller, your C chord, when you're playing this, your hammering on would be on this G string right here with this middle finger. That's typically on the D string when you're playing the C chord. Now, as I play this right here, I've got my nail kind of laying against the D string, so you can't hear it ring, because I don't want that open D string ringing in my C chord. So I'm gonna kind of muffle it out of the way. I can either use the bottom of this finger and kind of lay it down a little bit, or when I play the G string, I can kind of push my nail up a little bit against that D string, like that, you see? Now if I wanted to do what I'm playing right there is a C7. So I can actually play my D string right here if I want to. But anyway, and then when we go down to the F chord, I'm going to just play the bottom 4 on the F. You could do it a couple of ways. You could do it like this here. If you want to get a full F and play, with the bass up here and the C note up here, you can flatten that whole hand right down so you won't get You won't get that note right there, however, if you do it that way. But the other way to do it is to play the bottom 4, like, and then you can stretch that baby finger up on the 5th right there. Another reason why I like playing the G chord this way instead of this way, but if you're doing it this way, you're just going to bring down this index finger on that D string right there. So, and if you play G this way, you can play a partial C while you kept this G chord in place here. You see, I'm going to play the B string here and play my D string right here in the 2nd. So I have this. Same thing. You could do a slide up here if you want on the D, coming off the C chord. You can go up here to the 5th, 7th, 9th fret, play your G and your B underneath here on the 8th. Right? And same thing if you want to use this D string and cover it off there. Go to your G7 and then you're back. So that's on the C. So that's the A and the C. And the D chord, you would be using D, G, and A. And on D, it's no different. What we looked at already, you're just going to do a little crawl on this D, on this G string right here from the 4th and the 5th. The only thing that's going to change maybe is your way you form your D chord, which I find if you play it with the bottom 3 and the B here, it's a little easier to get up on that G string, or use your baby finger right there. Playing your G chord, it's that D string. It's going to slide up to the 3rd. Now if you want to slide over to this D chord, then you're up here on the 11th on the G and the 10th on the B. Right? Or you can use it again, you can use this. Right? So that's it in D. In E, of course, it's common as well. Playing E, A, and a B, or a B7. Now on the B, in this sequence, you don't really have much choice but to play it with a bar here. I don't know. I mean, you can play it up here as well on the 7th. So that's fairly easy. Playing E, A, and B. Play it there, or you can play it up there on the 2 top strings, or you can play it on the A and the D string. Here, you can just do a slide on your G string and your B string right here with the bottom string open if you want. Back to the E and then B7, or some guys will do it this way, play the G string and the bottom string. Alright. On the F chord, we won't worry about the F. You're not going to start many chords in the blues on F. On G though you may do it. So same thing, we're going to use a G, a C, and a D, and we've already covered pretty, you know, what sequence we want to play on the G. You can start it off. Now, same thing here. When I play this part here, I'm exposing this A string, and I don't that A string ringing. So same technique when you're playing this, kind of lay your, you know, the top part of your fingernail against that, just briefly against the A string. Same on the G. You can do a slide here with the G string and the B right there on the 4th and 5th. Back to your G and then slide up to a D7. Slide into it, or your D, whatever. But you'll use this pattern a lot, not just in blues music, but you'll use it in country quite a bit too. There's a lot of songs that you can do this kind of a thing with, but the problem for some people is they get stuck with this A chord and trying to figure out, you know, how do I do this on a different chord because it's too high to sing here. Well, you can't put a capo on, that's going to raise the pitch even higher. Your other option is to tune the guitar down, or, you know, play it in G. But now, how do you play that 12-bar blues in a G chord or an E chord? And we just looked at how to do it. Not that difficult of a thing, but something to keep in your toolbox in case you ever need it. I got dogs outside barking, so that's why I kind of shut them off there. If I a little background noise in the back there, you might have heard it was dogs barking. All right, so that's the 12-bar blues. You can use that one slide pattern. You know, just play with it. There's many other slide patterns you can do, of course, to get out of it. Or don't use it at all. Just play, you know, through the bar, and then just end it on the 7th, and then get back and repeat it. Good exercise to do. You'll use that in a lot of songs. Okay, that's it for this week, folks. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again next time.